Marco Couch, the best place to chill your friends and get your gamers each and every Monday. My name's On Blight, and joining me on the couch this week, Ashley Hobley.
Hey, John, excited to be here and excited to live in a world where Bayonetta 3 came out in 2022. Like I always said, Ciaran.
Also here, Ciaran Marsh.
What the fuck year is it? Bayonetta's coming out. We've got another new Call of Duty Modern Warfare. A Witcher game's just been re-announced. Like, this is just,
right.
Get your fish.
It's a big week. So everyone head to their Xbox fridges, grab themselves a Pepsi like I did before recording.
You know what?
And sit back and relax.
What's the story here?
The fact you've stored Pepsi in that Xbox fridge is despicable.
I mean, yeah.
Who wants to hear Dylan's Xbox fridge review?
That's Pepsi sounds about right for an Xbox fridge, am I right?
How many teraflops is it?
Put the second class
28.
brands in the Xbox fridge, am I right?
So, I can't remember this thing. I feel like I pre-ordered this thing like ages ago.
Putting some LA Cola in that fridge.
Fucking
that's what I think.
No. I feel like the orders for this went up.
I think you mean LA Ice? Sorry,
LA. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
There we go.
LA Ice. I was thinking RC Cola because I just watched a. Doesn't matter. Yeah.
Are you right? Are you good? Yeah. It's about it's pretty big. Like I feel like it's bigger than what I thought it would be. It's not like a.
Put it on screen. Pick it up.
It's out in the kitchen. Sorry.
Why is it out in the kitchen?
Why in the kitchen?
You've got a fridge
What's
in the kitchen.
Point?
What's the point of a mini fridge in the kitchen?
I haven't decided where I'm like leaving it. Like it's just sitting there. It's a temporary unboxed. That's where I plugged it in position.
So you're now saying, "Oh, I just got a Pepsi out of my Xbox mini fridge that was probably stood next to the fridge which normally stores the Pepsi." Which
did you actually
no different or more convenient?
Did the fridge actually cool your drink, or did you pull your Pepsi out of the normal fridge, put it in there briefly, and then take it out?
No. So they say I read the instructions like all good boys. Because it's it's not a proper fridge, like it's a thermoelectric or whatever. They say that if you want stuff to cool faster, put something cold in there with everything else. So what I did is because there's three rows. Like 3 rows, I think they can hold like 4 cans each, something like that. Probably, I haven't actually tried to fill it yet, but I put 1 cold can down the bottom because it'll feed off the cold to like help get the temperature right, and then I filled the other rows with warm out of the covered cans to see if they would like how long it would take for them to cool up. And yeah, they were cool in about a couple hours, and since I've been home before recording, like not frozen, but like cool, it's working, doing the job. What's his face care?
So it's like a lich where it sucks the coldness out of one thing. And
no,
it works like any insulated flask.
Yeah. No. I could have put all warm in there, but I just wanted to speed up the process so I could have something to test. Is what I wanted.
Mm-hmm. So plus or minus, this fridge gets more use than the Mario Kart Live cards.
It's 50-50.
It's 50-50. It's just going to end up on a shelf somewhere.
I mean, I brought it more for the funny.
How did you even buy it?
EB Games, right?
No, JB. EB sold out like a second, and I managed to get one at JB Hi-Fi. So, yeah, that's right, suckers. This is one of those things where because they announced it for ages, and remember it was taking ages for Australia to get the release, right? So America got it first. And for ages, I'm like, when they go up in Australia, do I want one?
I think you overestimate how much people actually cared about these fridges.
I think you underestimated because they sold out, Ash.
Yeah, because they didn't release many.
No, they sold out. They're a collector's item. People, I guarantee you.
Yeah, they sold out because they didn't sell many.
No, but I guarantee you, there's fucking these things are going to end up on eBay and people are going to try and flog them off for extra money and whatever else.
Well, yeah, of course, because they didn't sell many.
Well, they didn't make many. It's a limited edition. Like, how do you make thousands of? If they were a Target, is it limited edition, Ash? If it's sitting next to the Sunbeam toaster and kettle set, is it a limited edition Xbox fridge? For fuck's sake.
In theory, yes, because there could only be a limited quantity of them.
As long as they don't.
Isn't everything technically limited then?
Yes.
No, because some stuff is like manufactured in perpetuity until they stop it.
Air, I guess, is not limited.
Fucking my air's going to be
You know
limited.
what- you know what isn't-
My air for you is running pretty fucking thin. Is what's happening.
You know what isn't limited? Ashley's general shithousery on Arcade Couch. That has no
unlimited.
limits. That is.
Fucking yeah, you're fucking. Thank God there's only one of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, limited edition.
I couldn't take any more of you. That's for sure. There's enough Ashley Ashley's around. Fucking bullshit.
I heard it's loud. Is it loud?
No. No noise at all.
Not yet.
No.
He doesn't know it's next to his normal fridge, which is also
Yeah,
loud.
which is drowning out the sound.
It's just
normal
drowning
fridge
out
is
the
quiet
sound.
too. What the fuck? Like, who has a noisy fridge? Who has a noisy fridge these days? The best thing is though, it lights up. So on the top it lights up, and then on the front lights up too. Like, it looks pretty cool. Anyway, I know. I was going to talk about this for a hot 30 seconds, and then because yous were like, I'm going to meme. Yeah, I'm going to meme.
Apparently, people are going to be so demand that they want to find out about the fridge.
I'll fucking drag it out. Boo.
We're not dragging out. This is like,
You're dragging it out currently.
You gave us an interesting tidbit. We're gonna now you can cross it off. You can take it as a tax write-off because we've talked about it enough.
If only
That's how it works, right?
If only that's how it works. Boy, God, would I be talking about some shit on here. Mario Kart, write-off. You know what I mean? Like, all this random shit.
That would mean it'd be worth buying it because at the minute
they could just write it off. Yeah.
Buddy.
I love that.
Was it? No, I'm gonna make some YouTube content about these Mario Kart tracks.
Hey, I have great ideas. There's heaps of things I say I'll do that I never do, like play Elden Ring.
Is it still in its wrapping?
Yeah. This week on the show, Bayonetta 3's out, baby! Fuck you, Ciaran!
Yeah, Ciaran.
Fuck you too, Ash. You can't switch sides, you fucking swervy fuck.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Look at him sliding over to the left side of the track over here at the last second.
Find some evidence of me saying that this definitely wasn't coming out this year.
You know, these are recorded, right? I know it wouldn't be hard at all. I'd just literally go back to any old episode we discussed Bayonetta prior to like a month ago. When you were like, yeah.
Nah. I was all about that witch all this time.
Fucking hell.
She's a bullet witch, thank you very much, not just a witch.
I mean, that's still a witch.
We're talking about that later. And then there's not much news to go over this week, to be honest. So the main thing, Projekt Red has decided to remake The Witcher for some reason. And then Ash has actually been playing some Tales of the Borderlands 2 or New Tales or whatever it's called. I can't remember. What's that game called?
Yeah, that's true.
New Tales.
New Tales from the Borderlands.
That's right. Firstly, housekeeping. So after we got done recording last week, I think it was Ash who goes, "This is episode 198. What are we doing for episode 200?" To which the answer was...
behind the curtains, on episode 197 was just Ash
last week?
right?
No. 197.
Well, the last time when it was just Ash and me, Ash also said that same comment after we finished recording.
Oh, did he? I was about to say, I listened to that.
Decent amount of weeks ago.
I don't know if people know this, but when we save the episode file, we look at the number.
That's when we realize what number episode it is.
Yeah. We don't put I don't put the episode the numbers in because it's bad for SEO. I read eventually, someone pointed out it's bad for SEO, and I was like, that is a good point. Like if the start of your
fucked up.
Huh?
Screw numbers, am I right?
Yeah, that's right. Screw numbers. If the start of the episode title is episode 256 or whatever, it's like you've already lost half your title before, and then people get to read.
That's why I put it at the end.
Well, you could if you want to, but I don't really.
Like I do with What Do You Want to Watch?
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, you mad? All right, do what you want. Your show.
Exactly.
I feel but the podcast services, they put it
they keep track.
They keep track anyway. Side tangent. Anyway, episode 200 is next week, so we will be recording. When did we just say? I've already forgot. We will be recording Arcade Couch this comes out Monday. So this coming Saturday, the 5th of November, we will be live from twitch.tv/Explosion Network from 7:30. Next week is, of course, an Arcade Couch Between the Cushions week as well. So we're probably just going to do that first as we usually would, eventually transition into Arcade Couch episode 200. So come along. I don't know what we're talking about.
This is my question. So do you remember what we did for episode 100?
Nah, what did we do?
We streamed, right?
We figured out
We
the
streamed,
top
but-
25 games of the generation.
Oh, that's right. That was a shit mess. That was, but yeah.
Yeah, so what are we doing this time?
Talk about the news.
We'll do what we do every week.
what
Talk
we've
about
been
nothing.
playing.
We just roll up like pleasure explosions.
Yeah, fucking.
But I was going to pitch an idea.
Alright,
What if we do top 25 video game characters of all time?
We can. We could.
We could.
How do you want to do it?
could.
Are we debating this? Like, what's the? We come up with a short
Well, that
list
was what we
each?
did last time. We all had a short list, and then we went yay or nay, and then we sort of went from there.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
How many? Do you remember how many we shortlisted?
I feel like it was 25 each, maybe.
All right. Do you want to do this, Ciaran?
Yeah, sure.
Top 25. Was it top 25 video game characters of all time? Now, hold on.
Yeah.
What's the criteria?
That would be in a video game.
Fuck.
They got to originate in a video game.
Okay, so they have to originate in a video game. So you can't have a movie character that happens in a good game.
Wolverine is not.
So Batman.
Spider-Man would not be
Spider-Man
classified
doesn't
as a video
count.
game
Batman
character.
doesn't count. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Original. So top 25 original video game characters.
Yeah.
Okay. Just want to get some any and all parameters on there. All right, let's do that.
So if you've got any suggestions, let us know on Twitter by going to explosion.com/Twitter. So we don't miss your character that you love that we're probably not going to talk about.
Oh, let us know in the chat.
Come on. Like Bayonetta or something like that. Yeah, am I right?
Fucking hell. 7:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight
Can I
Time.
just
by the way.
Bayonetta's not getting on the list.
AEDT, everyone. Just because we're. Yes, right? That's what it is, right? I mean,
Yeah,
What?
I was just
Yeah?
What?
AED, Australian
Well,
Eastern Daylight.
for the important
yeah.
people. For 2 out of 3 of us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
AEDT.
It's 8:30 Australian Eastern Daylight Time, right?
No,
Or
7:30. 7:30 AEDT.
Bloody good calendars.
Fucking
So that's
hell.
6:30 for you, champ.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, let's get on with the show. Jesus Christ. Review went up this week. Well, it will be up by the time it's not up now. Spoilers is recording. But Paradise Marsh review by Jacob. It was this weird little cute sort of indie game. Came out a couple weeks ago. Sort of like the skies stuff falls out of the sky. You gotta like collect the consonants. Like them stars that group together and have a big old picture party.
Constellation.
Constellations.
Consonants is
Consonants is like
it's
like
like the letter
anything
that
but a
aren't
vowel.
vowels. Yeah, it's the not vowels.
Can I have one of them?
It's the lesser important.
You got to take pictures of animals.
Whoa.
What? You got to take pictures of animals and stuff. It looks pretty cool. I wouldn't mind checking it out myself at some point. It only takes about 2 hours to play, so I love a short runtime. I'm not like these nerds online getting angry about games only been 30 hours or whatever. Fucking hell, 2 hours. That sounds great. So he gave it a 7 out of 10. So check out his full review, explosionnetwork.com. All right, let's get into the few bits of news this week. There's not a whole lot. We're sort of in the calm before the storm, I guess. But there's lots of games coming out at the moment, I guess, is the other thing. And then, of course, we've got... We're about a month away from Game Awards at this point, so that's also going to be...
When are we doing predictions for that? I thought
the week or two before, probably something like that. So
Yeah, okay.
I'll look into that soon.
once the nominees announced, right?
Yeah. Once the nominees are announced, then yes, we should just do it straight away. I don't want to wait till the last week because, again, I hate waiting to see if stuff's spoiled.
Because everything leaks, yeah.
Yeah, because everything leaks. So Jeff Keighley tweeted today, he's like, the shit I've seen or something. So I'm like, yeah, cool, mate. Eurogamer writes, Modern Warfare 2's disc has a whopping 70 megabits of data. Physical copies of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 contain a disc with just 72.23 megabits of data inside. Players who received a copy slightly earlier than tomorrow's, well, it's out now anyway. The latest pre-release update balloons the game to a massive 150 gigabytes, which does not include Warzone 2.0. Such dummy discs have come under severe criticism as it places the burden on the player to obtain the rest of the game through the internet, which can be a slow and expensive process for those with low internet speeds and data caps. Ciaran, what do you think about games just basically having data for code on it, like an unlock key? Is it you saluting physical media? Is that what you're?
Yep,
Yeah.
I'm saluting the physical media, baby. Soon you're gonna go to your EB Games. You're gonna go to your JB Hi-Fi.
You saluting it as a sign of respect?
To say fuck off, because you're gonna open the fucking box and it's not gonna be a disc box anymore. It's gonna be a fucking code. Because these fuckers are gonna be like, man, if we stop having to pay for the physical hardware, we're gonna make so much more fucking money by just giving them a bit of paper. And that's exactly where this is going. This is eventually what it's just gonna be. This is if discs are just 75 megabits, like not even a megabyte, a megabit. It's literally a disc with a code on it that says, "Hi, I've got the game. I'm allowed to download it from the website." That's
The only
all
thing
that
that confuses me about this is they're doing it to eventually, push people to digital media. I understand that they make more money that way and whatever else. But I'm like, since they've got to make the disc. I'm like, at that point, you've already had to go through the expensive part of this process. Why not actually just put the fucking stuff on the disc at that point? There's really no reason not to.
Unless they had
It takes a long time to burn it onto the. It's much faster to only do.
I was going to say, yeah, it honestly would be an efficiency thing.
It's like back, and you only I wonder if you look at the disc, will you be able to see where they stop burning it? Seeing as they're not using the whole thing, is that still a thing?
No, that's not.
No.
That's not. What
No,
the
mate,
fuck?
that doesn't work like that.
No, okay.
No, but no, I think it's because people are. I think this is companies trying to pull one over on people like Buddy Watson, who want physical media.
Wow.
But
You want to stay employed?
He'll stay employed some other way, right? Believe, yeah.
Some on pop finals.
Yeah, but you just, it is. It's the way the industry's going, and for Australia, it fucking sucks because our internet's fucking pants.
I was gonna say, I don't know why you're so happy about this, considering you complain that where you live now is.
My internet fucking sucks, but I look forward to the day when my internet no longer fucking sucks and I live in a place with fiber again.
But you live in Australia, so I don't think it's ever going to change.
Look, fucking after living here, 100 megabits a second is going to be just steady internet's cool. As I've said before, it does make me sad when I see people in America posting about 200 megabytes a second being shit. And then that does make me cry. It does make me very sad. And then you see other people who are on 900 to a gigabyte a second, which is fucking insane. But I think, you know what? Australia, not to say Australia isn't important, but Australia is not important enough when places like America already have a large.
We're not going to move the
rate.
needle, is what you're saying.
Exactly. So if selling a disc with 75 megabits on it is what they need to do, that's what they'll do. Keep people happy who still want to go in and buy a box from EB Games or go buy a box from your Big W's, your JB Hi-Fi's or whatever. But at the end of the day, it's still pretty much a digital purchase.
Because the people who got early access, 4 or 5 days, whatever it was, that was a digital pre-order. You get early access to the game. So they were very much pushing people to just pre-order digitally.
Even the people who got early access to the beta, to the multiplayer beta, were given a code on a receipt from wherever you pre-ordered it from to get in. Which is normal, but it's the way it is. The way it's going.
All right. Can I say my piece? That it's very amusing that a 70 megabyte disc is going to still hold, $60, $70 worth of value once you buy it, whereas your digital code will be just a scrap of paper once you've... if you don't want to play the game anymore, if you hate Modern Warfare 2, which, I don't think the reviews have been great, so,
The thing is, though, if you dislike digital games, you can still get a refund of them. Most places now have a refund policy. If you've played under an hour or whatever, you can get a refund on it, no questions asked.
Do they, though?
Yep.
Yes. Part of Australian consumer law that lots of these places have to have that now.
But do they make it easy?
No.
They don't have to make it easy.
No.
That's the thing.
I don't think, anyway, but yeah. Even a week later, it's still going to be worth, if you put in 100 hours in 1 week, that code is still, that 700 megabyte disk is going to be worth more than just scrap of paper. Yeah.
Sure, I guess so.
Yes.
Our digital future is not coming anytime soon. That's what I'm saying. You know, all this is doing is turning people against Call of Duty. You know, it's
the industry doesn't care about its games maintaining value once it's been purchased from the supplier.
Well, no, they do because so in Ash's scenario, someone buys a game, they buy a Call of Duty. They resell it. They sell it back to EB Games. EB Games sells it to someone.
But
they sell
EB
it back.
Games,
they say, yeah, but the reason that the games companies care about that is because if someone sells, if this same copy comes and goes between EB Games and whatever else 4 or 5 times, that only one of those sales went to the publisher and the developer, and not 4 other times was money straight to EB Games' hand. So if they get rid of the physical copies, every time someone wants to buy a game, money straight to them.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Sorry, I agree with you, Dylan.
That's why they care about
from the dev's point of view, saying that the physical media holds monetary value and keeps it. The devs in the industry and other than the resellers or your EB Games, they don't give a fuck. They don't want you to do that. They want everybody to come to them to buy it.
Yeah, which I can understand. It's hard to.
Some of us can't afford, full price games every single week. We've got to be smart.
That's
savvy,
the thing is, I think
creative with our budgeting.
But why should everybody Why should everybody have access to everything?
Who the fuck needs to buy a new game every week?
Wow.
How
elitist of you, Ciaran.
This is the exact no. This is the exact same. This is the exact same argument I have about Overwatch skins. People just
that news story is not in the show notes, Ciaran.
You can't.
Hey, Dylan.
You can't own everything anymore.
Did you get your Overwatch skin?
No, I went to Arson. The one I went to didn't have it. So if I go to another one, maybe.
Don't you have to do it? Don't you just do it on the app?
You just buy it through the app. And then they send you the code.
It's not a thing at the store. You have to do it on the app.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I'll try. All right, maybe I'll try again tomorrow.
Yeah, that's okay. You do that.
I just want it for I basically want it for the memes, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get that Hungry Jack's meal with the Call of Duty
XP
boost. Yeah. All the food tie-ins are back in full force.
Yeah.
CD Projekt Red.
It's funny because it's Activision for both.
Yes, true. Yes, good point. CD Projekt Red announced its remake of the first Witcher game, right, Eurogamer. Earlier this month, the developer unveiled its forthcoming plans, including Witcher project called Canis Majoris by a third party. Turns out that's a remake of the first Witcher game, developed by Fool's Theory with supervision by CD Projekt Red. The game is being developed in Unreal Engine 5, sharing the same toolset as the new upcoming Witcher trilogy. It's unclear which platforms the game will be released on. The first Witcher game was released for PC in 2007, followed by an enhanced edition in 2008. From CD Projekt Red said, The Witcher is all where it started for us for CD Projekt Red. It was the first game we made ever. It was a big moment for us then. Going back to this place and updating the game for the next generation of gamers to experience is just as big, if not bigger, said Adam Badowski, head of CD Projekt Red. Ciaran, do you think this is a good move? Do you think you're excited?
Yes, I think this is awesome. As long as this is done with a similar amount of care and love and detail as, say, the Resident Evil remakes, this is fantastic because Witcher 1 is a fantastic game and is actually really pivotal to Witcher 3's story, but majority of Witcher 3 players just have never played it or never touched it. Witcher 1 is so kind of has so much lore and detail on the witches themselves and Geralt's kind of earlier it kind of just starts straight away in Geralt's life, but the whole process of Geralt's amnesia and not knowing who anybody is starts in Witcher 1. And it's a game that it's really hard to go back and play that game.
Oh, it's impossible. When I tried to play it, I was like, this is trash.
Yeah, it's it hasn't aged very well at all. But on top of not aging very well at all, I think it's probably you can only probably get it on Steam, really.
Yeah,
realistically.
The first two games didn't come to consoles. So.
No,
yes,
Witcher's on
Witcher
Xbox.
2 definitely did.
Xbox.
Witcher 2's on Xbox.
Yeah.
Okay, the first game didn't come.
But yeah, no, I think this is absolutely fantastic. I think this is such a good idea from CD Projekt Red, as long as they put the love and care and time into it. And by the sounds of the press release around this was that they're going to take their time with it. This will be a while before we hear about it again, and that's super exciting and something I look forward to.
It's weird because they announced when they did that thing of week where they announced a bunch of secret project names, and then like a month and a half later they're suddenly just like, oh yeah, that was that. I'm like, why didn't you just say it at the time? Like, it's weird.
Yeah, I agree.
Ash,
how did we not realize it was going to be a remake? It never crossed their mind that would be what they're doing.
I thought that was only going to go forward, not backwards. So I don't know.
I was going to say, I think maybe Witcher 1, because of its was only on PC, it wasn't really a console release. Witcher 3 was kind of built and designed in a way where you didn't need to know the reference material of anything before it. So maybe it was just one of the things you just kind of overlooked and just presume that it's unneeded and not really required anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, like Ciaran said, this is a very smart move. I would argue that 90, maybe 95% of the Witcher 3 audience never played the first game, so
100%. I would say even higher than that, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, that's which is a crazy number to like jump in at number 3. Yeah, it just makes sense, you know.
Well, a lot of people only jumped in at 3 also because it was on PlayStation and
because it was on everything. So yeah, but you know, to have so many people who love this third game never have gone back, you know, it makes sense. So yeah, like Ciaran said, if they put the love and care into it, like a lot of recent remakes, like Last of Us and Resident Evil's, and that instead of going, as long as it's good like that, unlike and not bad like the Grand Theft Auto trilogy,
Well, that was like wasn't a remake. That was like a scrub up.
Wasn't there?
No, it's not a remake. That was a remaster.
Okay,
there's a difference. That's remaster. Yeah. That's what the wording you look for.
Okay.
There's no way if they remake this game it could be worse.
No, 100%, no shot at all.
Yeah.
The first game.
Why would you put that out there?
It's clunky
because it is like I couldn't play it. Like I played maybe 6 hours and I was like, I can't. I gotta.
The first one, I always have it akin, maybe a little bit more sophisticated, but in my memory, it's almost as bad as like the original Tomb Raiders in terms of looking back at it and how polygony it
looks
was,
as bad.
How
and the dialogue was bad.
It felt like it was
Because I remember the first time I ever heard of Witcher was watching Good Game when The Witcher 2 came out, like in 2011 or whatever it was. And Steph Hex, she was obsessed, like loved The Witcher 2 and was talking about it on there. I was like, this game looks really awesome, but it's only on Xbox. So it wasn't until a couple of years later when I got a PC, I tried playing. I played Witcher 2 and then I was trying playing Witcher 1 and I was like, nah, bro. I can't.
Even like a couple years after its release, it was already kind of tough to go back and try and play it when you compare it to how games had developed. And
if you compare The Witcher 1 to Witcher 2, let alone Witcher 3, The Witcher 1 is just so basic. Like, it's not even... Yeah. So, Witcher 3 is obviously open world. Witcher 2 isn't open world, but it has more open areas.
It's like leveled... It's like level open world?
Yeah, they're larger areas, but like they're not... or biomes or whatever, but it's not full open world. Witcher 1 is just very linear, just point to point sort of thing. A lot more focused on the potions and stuff you have to do before battles as well. But the combat's just trash.
Yes.
it is bad. Anyway, so yeah, I'm not against it. It's sort of I'm a little bit like, I don't know if we needed a remake of the first one, but I don't know if we need to remake anything. And it'll come out and I'll be like, yeah, actually we if it's good, I'll be like, yeah, we needed this. I don't know, like. That's fine. I mean, maybe it's just because in my mind, I'm like, I just want if they're not going to do, if Ciri's not going to star in Witcher 4, then I'm like, okay, where's my Ciri spin-off then? I want my Ciri game. I don't want, if I can live without more Geralt if I get a Ciri game. Where the fuck am I here? Final news story for this week is that Batman Arkham Studio boss is out ahead of Suicide Squad release, writes Kotaku. WB Games president David Haddad announced on Rocksteady's website today that the video game developer co-founders Sefton Hill and Jamie Walker are leaving the studio at the end of 2022. Rocksteady, which created the Batman Arkham series, is set to release its anticipated pseudo spin-off Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League in 2023. Quote, with Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League nearly finished, they've both decided to leave Rocksteady at the end of 2022 and will begin a new adventure in gaming. Haddad writes in the announcement. With the utmost respect and gratitude for Jamie and Sefton and wish them all the best in a new endeavor, and like many fans, we look forward to what they'll do next, end quote. Haddad did not share any details of what they'll do next, but Hill and Walker, who founded Rocksteady in 2004, could well be looking to do it all over again. They were still an active part of the studio, with Hill most recently acted as Suicide Squad's game director, stepping up in their place of art director and production Nathan Burlow, who Haddad calls an original founding member, and promoted to studio director as Darius Sajdahan, who will become studio product director. Ash, do you think this is boding bad news for Kill Justice League, or just they're done? Like the game's sort of heading towards its finish line. They can announce this and they can leave at the end of the year and it's fine.
I don't know if it means bad things for Kill the Justice League. It's just an interesting decision to leave now, like before the game comes out. Like normally when when they decide to do this kind of, when heads of studios leave, it's usually after a project is kind of wrapped up, and that kind of stuff. Of course, we've got all the history of Rocksteady in the last few years of allegations about sexual harassment and that kind of stuff around the studio. Whether that played a role into them suddenly leaving, that's pure speculation, but that's like, it's hard not to say, oh, did that have something to do with it if they're leaving before the actual game comes out. Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, I guess. I don't know how hands-on they actually were with the game, I guess. Like, maybe from a creative standpoint.
Well, I mean, they're studio head, so like even if they're not like creatively involved with the story, they're overseeing the general... You know, it's like a manager at your workplace. You're like, what the fuck do they do? But they're there. You know, like...
Not much. Am I right? Yeah, it's a little odd, but you know, good for them if it's what they want to do, and it's all above board, you know. But yeah, a bit sketchy.
It's a bit weird,
in my opinion.
It's a bit weird. Also makes me wonder if, there was a sexual harassment allegations and stuff like that from last year. No. It was actually the year before or something, wasn't it? No,
2 years, yeah.
There's that, but I mean, also the fact maybe they're just fed up. Like it's been like 6-7 years between games, and when there's all the rumors about cancelled projects, Warner Brothers like telling them not to do this. You know what I mean? Like all this. Like I assume it's frustrating to spend 6 years not doing anything, or like doing stuff, having it cancelled, not putting out a game. You know what I mean? Like especially when you go through like the high they were on between Arkham through to Arkham Knight, you know, which came out in relatively, you know, a couple years in between each one sort of thing, and we're all basically well loved. Ciaran, do you have any thoughts?
Not particularly. I think you guys have covered it over quite vastly, and I think for Suicide Squad, it's in an interesting position, especially when you look at its potential similarities with Gotham Knights, and maybe it'd be interesting to know what they're learning from Gotham Knights release, if that's making them retool or rechange anything at Rocksteady, and how that has affected this fallout and this departure, if at all. This could have just been something that was in the works for you know, the last 6 months, or it could have been something that's been brought around very quickly and very steadily by it. So it would be interesting to I think be inside the walls of Rocksteady at the moment. I hope this is in the long term a positive change for them. But you never really know until, you know, 6 to 12 months, where we probably maybe find out a little bit more about what happened here and see the effects that it has on the studio as a whole.
Alright, let's talk about what we've been playing. Ash, you've been the first couple chapters into new Tales from the Borderlands, the sequel to the Dead but Not Dead Telltale series. that was hugely popular. I would say somewhat more popular and better written than the Borderlands games themselves. Anyway, Gearbox is like, yes, we will continue that. Here's our go. Is it as good? Yep. Is it at least living up to the first one? Wow.
I think my best way to describe it is Scrubs was a great show. I love Scrubs. Ran for 7 seasons. And then,
oh, no. Don't say this is like the last season.
It feels like the show.
Don't do this.
I mean, you've come to love these characters and you know them and all that stuff. This feels like season 8, where they just introduced a whole bunch of new characters and they kind of take over the show, and doesn't have exactly the same kind of quality, and it doesn't quite hit the same way, and the humor's not exactly the same. So what happened? I would argue this is not a sequel to Tales of the Borderlands.
No, it's a new tale.
Yeah, it follows up from the events of Borderlands 3. You're hovering around Pandora. You play 3 different characters. Who's it? There's Anu, who is a scientist who's working on like a weapon that does similar things to like the siren powers that kind of make people disappear within. Like, she doesn't want to create weapons that kill people, so she wants to create a weapon that sends people on vacation somewhere else away from you. She hasn't quite fine-tuned it yet, so she's working for Atlas at the start. We do have Reese at the start of the game. Reese is in the game for a bit, but, he's head of Atlas. That's a thing. Her brother is on Pandora. He's like a street kid, street smart, I guess, kind of up-and-coming, wants to be like an entrepreneur, but, he's not exactly the brightest bulb in the house. I don't know. What's the...
fuck you. Sorry. No. Not the brightest. We're leaving this all in, but we're doing a take 2 on that section, right? We go again, Ash. We go again.
I failed. Right. Now I have to go again. He's not the smartest. And then you also play as Fran, who I believe briefly appeared in Borderlands 3. She owns a frozen yogurt shop. And she's, that's her story.
I like how every other character, you're like, here's the thing, and Fran,
no,
she's a frozen yogurt shop.
She's recovering. She's in a wheelchair, a hovering wheelchair. Has rage issues. And her frozen yogurt shop was destroyed in the Malwan takeover attempt in the events of Borderlands 3. So yeah, these 3 unlikely people, well, I guess it's not really unlikely that brother and sister will get together, but these 3 people come together and have to like go to a vault, and there's a vault key and, all the Borderlands elements and that kind of stuff. It's fine. I mean, there's amusing bits, but yeah, there's just a certain element of like design, or like the gameplay is not super fun, and it's very telegraphed. They let you know, like, pretty, like, there's, like, a notification, like, almost, before you have to do any, like, QuickTime event. Like, they'll, like, a little thing will pop on the screen, like, so you know that a QuickTime event's about to happen. Yeah, it feels super easy. Like, do you remember in Tales of the Borderlands, they'd have these awesome musical moments. Like,
the classics.
I still listen to
songs. Busy Earning. I still listen to Busy Earning to this day.
There's this slow motion crash sequence that, is like a fantastic moment. They try to do that, but it just feels like a very mediocre version. It's like, here's a song, here's a montage.
So what you're saying...
It's exactly the same.
It's what you're saying is they've taken the skin of Tales of the Borderlands, ripped it off, and turned it into some kind of skin suit.
No, because then you would have you'd at least have the original skin.
But the skin's there, right? Like, it looks like it.
Yeah, maybe like
kind
a
of
bit,
plays like it. Does
it
the music bits?
It feels like they went to Madame Tussauds, like skinned the
wax figure,
and then put that as the skin. That's what it feels like. Yeah. Wow. Halloween, am I right?
Evil dies tonight.
Yeah, I don't know. there's some amusing stuff in here, some fun jokes. It just, it's not quite hitting the same way. I don't think the characters are quite as endearing as Reese and
Fiona.
Fiona.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fiona.
And like Gortys and like the other cast of characters.
Gortys.
Gortys. There is a cute robot in this that pops up, but
ain't no Gortys.
That's all right. And there's a kill bot, assassination bot that you team up with. Even like the fun, Again, I'm only 2 episodes in, so maybe
how many is there? 5?
It picks up.
6?
I believe there's 5. Yes.
Okay.
And they all dropped at the same time.
Yeah, it just. Yeah, it's all in the same package.
It's all the same package already.
Yeah.
It's like Life is Strange beyond colors or whatever. Like it's all just
true colors. Yeah,
true colors
like that. There's also a lot of like. There's like it's not seamless. There's a lot of. I felt like there was a lot of dead air at points. Like it's trying to think what it wants to do next.
It's waiting for the laugh track to kick in.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, I'll probably I will finish it and have a review out sometime in the next week or 2.
So committal.
Maybe.
So much commitment in that.
So much commitment. Sometime before the end of the year.
There was maybe I will. Sometimes. Give me like a year.
Oh yeah, I remembered. I said I would. Yeah.
You know what? You know what's a great environment to do a review in? Flood. That you a flood.
When
so
you have
can't
no other,
leave,
you can't go,
and you have
leave
no other
home.
options. You may as well just play the game. Yeah.
What games have you been playing, Dylan?
I've been playing Bayonetta 3.
Really?
For an hour.
You've been playing it all week?
No. I'll tell you. This motherfucker just took his headphones off. Now I can tell you all listeners. Ciaran is the worst fucking person in the world. Now when he puts his headphones back on, I'm going to stop saying shit, but he is just... If you met him at PAX... saw him, I'm sure he was trying to be nice to you, but deep down, he's the evilest son of a bitch that you will ever meet on the planet Earth. You need to stay. You know what I mean, Ash? He's mean.
Well, I was going to say, you've also been playing God of War Ragnarok.
Whoa!
Oh my God, you can hear us. I was, you say if you want to find out more, go listen to Platinum Explosion.
Yeah, so I God of War Ragnarok. I talked about it for about half an hour on Platinum Explosion last week's episode. I believe this week's episode should just get delayed. I think is what's going to end up happening. I think that's how it works out. Yeah, the embargo's on I think it's the 3rd or the 4th. I have to check. If it's the 3rd, I might just delay Plat by a day. I'll have to double check, but the review embargo is this week either, so I'll have a review up on explosionnetwork.com. But if you want my early impressions, where the preview period was sort of roughly the first 5-6 hours of the game, I definitely feel like I talked about it a lot. I listened to some people, read some previews, and people were playing very safe and stuff. I'm like, I don't know, embargo terms are right there. I'll fucking talk about it's their terms. They were like, just don't talk about this. I'm like, all right, well, talk about whatever the fuck I want then. Pretty chill. So, but yeah, short story on God of War Ragnarok is if you like the first God of War, you probably like this one. There's
Bayonetta.
Bayonetta, I've managed to play the first because obviously it came out today. Nintendo sent through a code in the middle of the day. So what I did was when I actually brought my Switch to work, so that when I got into my car, I hotspotted it so I could begin the game downloading as I drove home, so I could play some before recording.
But I thought you were getting a physical edition of the game.
Yes, I have a collector's edition I'm picking up as well, but I wouldn't have been able to pick that up today because I wouldn't have been able to get into EB Games to get it. So I wasn't gonna wait till tomorrow. The fuck are you talking about? I'll just buy that shit. I'll do a Paul James. Just fucking,
buy the physical edition to claim a code.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, then who the fuck am I giving the code to? Why am I waiting? Why was I going to wait an extra day? Here, Ciaran, here, Ash, play Bayonetta. You aren't playing fucking Bayonetta.
I don't know why, as a massive Bayonetta fan, you didn't ask for the day off, Or ask for a half day.
I can't ask for a day off. I just got a promotion or a different job, so I can't. That would be really awkward.
Oh, humble brag.
Hey, whoa, yeah. That would be really. Okay, can I have the day off just so I can play this fucking game I've been excited about for years that no one believed would actually come out?
You're getting your COVID shot or something, I don't know. Just lie.
They know this. I just had COVID for the second time. They know I definitely no shots are helping me.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Fun fact: I now have double the amounts of vaccinations that Dylan has.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody does. Even people who aren't vaccinated.
Yeah, but if you count, I reckon every time I've had COVID counts as 2 shots.
No,
That's
it's
not
only
how
a 3
medicine
month
At
works.
least one, right? At least counts as one.
It's like you went to Hungry Jack's and bought a meal and you got an XP boost for 3 months.
No, I think it counts as at least one shot.
No, because 1 shot, you're good for like 12.
Yeah, it's like body immunity, you know?
No, because if your body was getting immunity the first time, it would have been enough. You got it a second time.
Yeah, but you know, just really got a really good immune to it, you know? What the fuck was I talking about? Bayonetta, right. Anyway, Bayonetta, yeah, so I downloaded it on the way home because I wanted to play a bit before recording because, that plus I'm excited to play it anyway. But I like when a game lines up that I can be excited about plus play because, you know, unlike Elden Ring, fuck that. The first, I boot it up, I start the game, man, this shit just... So here, if you're thinking, man, Bayonetta 3 has been getting some really good reviews, which if you looked at the article up on ExplosionNetwork.com, the quality critic score for this game is an 8.5. So
that's pretty good.
It's pretty cool.
That's the highest quality critic score so far.
That is the highest quality critic score so far. Gotham Knights only had like a 6.5 or whatever. That was the quality critic score. But, so 8.5 across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 reviews. So quick rundown. Well Played gave it an 8.5. Books gave it a 4 out of 5. Survivor gave it a 9 out of 10. Press Start 9 out of 10. Play 2 B+. Checkpoint Gaming 8.5. And Ozgamers 7 out of 10. So
how do you work the B+ in?
I made like I looked up some charts things that people suggested and I've just like wrote it down. So I'll actually give that to you. So if you ever do any of these, like I might post it up somewhere. So like it's standardized, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So then we can share it. Then we can ruin players.
Yeah.
Here's an actual number.
Yeah, fucking play it too. Get rid of this stupid bloody high school. Paul James is like, I'm a teacher. I give people A's and minuses. So let's fucking do that on the website too, guys. You dumb fucks. What are you doing over there? Come across to the room.
Left school already.
Fucking Paul James, Bad Houston. Come on, get your shit together. Come over here. Fucking Vooks as well, 4 out of 5. Come on, get on the real scale. I need everyone to be in the 20-point scale. I need it to be easy. I don't need to be converted and shit. Anyway, so yeah, quality critics, 8.5. So doing
quality,
good.
Yeah.
Quality critics. So So I boot up the game, and yeah, out the gate, I was like, man, Bayonetta is some wild shit. Like I played obviously I know it's some wild shit, but I was like ready to strap in for some wild shit. And that game just starts with, so at the start, it's like setting the.
Here's my question right off the top: does she talk?
Yes.
A lot.
Yes.
She just.
Could you tell the difference?
Not really, to be honest, so far.
Ooh.
There we go, straight from like a super fan.
Yeah, I can't really tell the difference, to be honest. And I'm trying to notice it.
Jennifer Hale.
Yeah, sorry. I know I don't want to get back into that because some more news dropped this week, and I can't even be bothered. So but yeah, so the game starts with this like scene that's in the future. At least that's how I presume. And Bayonetta fucking appears to die, and then this other character sort of I think travels back in time. Anyway, so in the present,
wait. Are you telling me she dies right at the start of the game and then another character takes over?
No fucking way. You're getting Metal Gear Solid 2 like we predicted?
No.
Are you kidding me?
No. The character travels back in time and then Bayonetta's alive because it's back in time. So you're playing as Bayonetta. But you see Bayonetta die in the future, apparently. I think it's
like
the future. Could be alternate timeline. I just want to clarify. It could be an alternate timeline that she traveled from an alternate
Could
dimension.
be a different universe.
Could be a different universe. I don't know.
Could be a multiverse.
That would explain
Could be a multiverse. I'm 2 levels in.
Multiverses are the big craze right now.
I'm 2
finally
levels
got
in,
to
so
Japan.
Anyway,
you know,
so the first...
I'm pretty proud of saying she's going to die in the first.
Yeah, so she does actually die. I mean, like,
Boom.
she proper, like, pops.
Was it a golf club?
No, it wasn't. God, fucking hell. So the first actual level though is like pretty funny. Like really great opening credit sequence. I love like super anime, like ridiculousness with like Sega signs, and then the music's playing. It like kind of zooms in and like Sega. Someone's like carrying a box out of like a shop and it has Nintendo's logo on it. They put it down. It like stop freezes on it. All this stuff. Anyway, Bayonetta like getting Enzo the driver around at the start of the game, which is a character in all of the games, and sort of her side lackey that drives her around, just a human dude. And then she goes to this like boat. She just knows to be there for some reason. And the world's all normal. Like they're in Manhattan, right? It's New York. There's people walking around the city. And then next second when you're like, yeah, I forgot how wild Bayonetta can just get out of nowhere. This fucking like tidal wave just comes out of nowhere. In the middle of it's like a giant demon monster. The whole city of Manhattan suddenly get flooded. Bayonetta's like somehow takes control of the boat. And she's like riding up the side of this wave like it's a fucking surfboard. And then old mate, I can't remember his name off the top of my head. But the one who like upgrades her guns and stuff like that in all the games. He like turns up and he's apparently working as like, I don't know, like a smoothie shop owner or something. He's got some weird hat on and he just like drives his car up this fucking like ice cream van up the side of this wave as well and all this shit. And then you're fighting this monster. And then in this game, you can now summon the demons with a button. And then you can basically have like kaiju Godzilla battles against some of the man. I was like at the game, like this game's wild. But not only that, but then other characters start turning up, like Jean and all these other people from other games. Like I'll say this, like Will James, shout out, like when I tweeted about it before, he's like, oh, I might pick this one up off all the excitement and stuff like that. I don't know. If you can jump into this, I feel like you'd probably understand the story in this as much as you would in 1 or 2. Because not to say 1 and 2 stories are just as wild, but I feel like at least the build up to crazy set pieces is at least a little bit more like, like they get there, especially in the first game. The second game, they start going wild from the get-go, kinda. But the first game sort of builds up or whatever. You jump into this, you've never played Bayonetta before, you'll be like, what the fuck is going on? You
can get the first 2 on Switch at the moment.
Yeah. First 2 on Switch, so. But no, obviously I'm enjoying it. The combat straight out the gate just feels as good, and I like, obviously for people who haven't played Bayonetta game before, the thing that's really good about the combat in this game is it's all, so if you get the timing right for a dodge, which they give you a pretty like it's not like Demon Souls or something, like the dodge window is pretty nice. So but if you do a dodge at the last second, it activates witch time, so stuff slows down. And most of the combat in this game built around, especially boss fights, you just dodge and attack at the right second. You get to go ham on attacks by these things in slow motion. Bayonetta, if you do the right moves, of course you're combining light attacks, heavy attacks with the guns, because she has guns attached to her legs, her arms. Fucking by the end of this game she'll be fucking gun woman, like shout outs to Chainsaw Man. Then shit will going everywhere, and then eventually you wear an enemy down enough, she casts a spell, her clothes, because the clothes are her hair, because she's a witch or something, her clothes will all just come off and fly up into the sky and then turn into a demon, and you mash a bunch of buttons and a giant fucking monster usually rips off the head of an angel or some crazy shit like that. So no, I'm really enjoying it. It's wild. I feel like everyone, it's been getting really, really positive reviews, which I'm happy to see. Hopefully I like it as much as everyone else. Out the gate, I'm really enjoying it. But yeah, it's a good time. So keen to play through the rest of it. So Bayonetta 3. And pick up my collector's edition.
Are you concerned that, there's some talk that, the ending is bad?
No, I've because people can't help but spoil a game, it's not even out, which was sort of annoying me, because the people who were doing all this subtweeting about the ending of the game were people who had review codes, because the game only came out today for us. It's not even out in America as of recording. So all these people who were spoiling the story and stuff online, who were getting shitty, they were either reviewers or content creators, or like some people who had early access. No one had the game. It wasn't public.
They should be gathered up and put on a list.
Well, yeah. I mean, they weren't outwardly saying it, but I saw some people basically hint at like why certain people. As far as I can understand, and I could be wrong, and I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it because then I was enjoying the ranks of people. I think I've figured out, read between the lines, just scrolling through my Twitter to see what people are saying. And if I'm reading between the lines right, I actually don't think it's that big of a problem for me, because, and maybe I can say why later, but yeah, I think a lot of people are just, I don't know. don't know how to say this house, if it counts as a spoiler or if it's not a spoiler. I don't really know. It's not really a story spoiler. It's to do with Bayonetta's sexuality, I guess, is the long short of that. To which I would say, oh, fuck it, I'll just go in at this stage. What's the matter? It's not really a story spoiler.
Hey, just if you want to,
if you care about
if you're one of the 10 people that care, pause now. If you're one of the hundreds of millions of people that don't give a fuck about this game, like most
aren't really
people,
listening and just have something on in the background while you're driving, not really paying attention, like hearing our voices, it helps you sleep. Yeah. I don't know. Just keep listening.
Also, you did a really good job today, and I'm really proud of you. And get some rest, champ.
So, from what I could gather, and I haven't looked up who, but Bayonetta presumably gets with a man at the end of the game. So, so a lot of people were upset because
she's no longer bisexual.
No, it's always been. People have always assumed that she's gay. In the games, although that
she's a lesbian witch.
Yeah, so right. People have always assumed she's a lesbian witch, which has been the thing. But
how presumptive of them to assume her sexuality.
Assume
she's always
her
been
sexuality.
She's always been queer coded, which I can understand why some people are getting annoyed. But the reason I say is like the reason I'm like I don't feel like everyone needs to chill out is she could still be queer because now you're doing a bunch of bi-erasure. Like, just because she gets with a man, she could still very much 100%. Be bi. So that's why, at least as far as I'm concerned, I'm like, y'all need to chill. Because if at the end of the game she gets with a man and you're like, well, I thought this game was queer coded. It's like, okay, well, now that's actually bi-erasure. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on that. Without having actually played it. So, cool. That should do it, I think. Oh, hold on. Quickly, I want to shout out Marvel Snap. I've been just nothing too quick. Yeah. It's been really interesting because obviously it did the official full release last week in America, in particular, because there's a bunch of people I follow on Twitter, of course, from there. And everyone's tweeting about it like it's
like, oh my God, check out Marvel Snap. This great new game that nobody's ever heard of. Yeah. I can't believe I'm getting it on the ground floor. Well, we're over here. We're like 3 spider passes through.
Yeah. Yeah, it's quite funny. I'm glad it's
like people tweeting out long threads on advice on this game that they've been playing for like 20 minutes. Nah, man, you want real advice? Arcade Couch. We talked about it for like 5 weeks in a row.
5 weeks in a row. I was about to say, what is my current collection level? Let me open the game real quick. I'm at 2,074.
None of you Americans are that score. Guarantee that.
Guarantee that, fuckers.
Unless you like put a lot of money into it.
I don't even know then. Like you have to put a lot of money into to get. Here's my thing.
Yeah, actually, even then, because you need credits.
You need credits.
You can only turn gold into credits like so many times.
Yeah, you can't even spend like if you buy the max amount of credits, it only lets you do it once a day. So.
Yeah, you can. Yeah,
you can't spend.
You can only buy like 3 lots of credits.
Yeah, and you can't spend that much. Yeah. My only other thing.
I'm at 1,971.
There you go. So you're only just behind me. Yeah. So Ciaran stopped playing. Me and Ash are still smashing it. One thing I'll say on it that I only found out today is I upgraded my first card. So I rainbowed a card. So I rainbowed Sarah. So for people who don't really know or understand, so you upgrade cards in Marvel Snap, right? And once you upgrade a card to its max level, you can then create a rainbow card, and then you begin upgrading that one from the base level again. Anyway, I upgraded my rainbow Sarah to max in rainbow, and now it's a shiny rainbow, and it actually sparkles. Like if I look at it in my deck, it has you can see like little sparkles on it.
So is that this 3rd iteration or the 4th?
It would be the 3rd because you got a base rainbow and now I've got shiny rainbow. So it makes me wonder if there's what happens if I fully level up this. Like like is there a max? What's the thing? But yeah, so that's the first card I've fully leveled up in from a rainbow state. So that's my interesting little tidbit there for you on the Marvel Snap train. But yeah, I'm being really interesting watching everyone. Also, shout out to Max from Pop Culture, who I saw last night broke the game.
Who broke the game?
That was quite funny. What did you play? Artem Zola?
Armin Zola, which I'm trying to.
Well, its ability is it blows up a random card in that area and then creates copies of it in the other 2 zones. But he played it in the field that like fills. So
there's this new base that fills it with whatever card you play on it.
Yeah.
Fills the whole space. So you put down
so it just kind of explodes itself.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, it keeps exploding the other cards.
Yeah, so he plays it. It fills all 4 slots of Artem Zola or whatever it's called, Artem Zola, and then it keeps just re-triggering. So it kills one, creates copies, and then it creates a copy, and then the copies in the other field create a copy in that place, and it just loops and loops and loops. I think I saw him on Twitter say he was doing it for 10 minutes before someone eventually surrendered. So
it's a battle of attrition to see who can last longest.
I've seen some other people on Twitter too posting that they're playing Onslaught and in there, and they're getting a score of 3,000 and something off all the triggers. One, I think I saw someone they had 3 onslaughts in that slot, so they must have played it last, and they had a blue marvel, so they must have blue marveled on turn 5 for the +1s, and then the onslaughts in there and got 3 onslaughts, and yeah, they've got a score of 3,000 something. I was like, what the fuck? So, funny shit. Funny.
It's fun, yeah.
Good game. All right.
Yeah, like we've been saying for months, play Marvel Snap. Yeah.
It was really good. And the reason I keep playing it and I haven't fallen off is because of it's the quick. It's the I can play 2 games in the morning before work, while I'm making a coffee or something like that, and get a quick fix in. I can do it's the fact it is really perfect on the phone. And by the way, I downloaded the PC version. It's not PC version. They say it's in beta. And it's in beta, all right, because it's not a PC app at all. It is just it's a emulator of the phone. It's emulating the Android version of the game and just running it through Steam, which is fine because it's in early access, and I'm sure they'll eventually put out a proper PC client. It doesn't even spread out the full PC screen. It's just, you can very much tell it's just emulating. But if you don't want to play it on your phone, you want to play it on a screen, you've got the option. It's a lot easier there than...
Is it cross progression?
Yeah, as long as you hook it up. Because I was
just sign in with the same account.
Yeah, I was already playing it on...
battery power.
Yeah, I was already playing it on PC because I just downloaded Android emulator a couple months ago or whenever. So I could play it on my PC.
I saw you with BlueStacks open a couple.
Yeah, so I got BlueStacks set up just so I could play Snap on my PC every now and then. So it's basically that, but through Steam.
Okay.
But yeah, running it through Steam is obviously easier than setting up an emulator. So because I had to go into my BIOS and change some fucking setting to be able to run it. So I was like, okay.
Too much effort.
Yeah. All right, that'll do it for this week's episode of Arcade Couch. So quickly, just once again, don't remember this coming Saturday, 7:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Daylight Time. That is 6:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard if you are in Ashley's
normal time,
Queensland and such times like that. But if you're in Melbourne's and Sydney's or whatever, like Ciaran and me, and 7:30
Australian Eastern Sunless time.
Yeah, that's it. Twitch.tv/Explosion Network live Saturday night. Arcade Couch between the cushions. We're just chatting about Kieran's fucking car, probably, and then and then after that we'll be jumping into your ye old Arcade Couch top 25 video game characters of all time. We're coming with a list each. You can come with your own list in the comments, or you can give us some ideas of characters we may forget to add to our list by heading to explosionnetwork.com/Twitter. You can tweet at us, or head to our Discord, explosionnetwork.com/Discord. And if you like this episode, thought it was worth $1, or you'd like to shout us a birthday celebration coming into this coming weekend for episode 200 of Arcade Couch, you can do that. explosionnetwork.com/support. That would be much appreciated. And until next week, or until Saturday if you're joining us, or Monday when you're going to listen to the episode this next Monday, whichever, same time, same couch, live, or on the replay. Bye-bye.
You know what else we should do on the live show? Ciaran should buy your merch on live.